Namaste. Why 90% of charisma is built even before you speak. I've only gotten to understand this over the last 9 to 10 months when I've been in what I call embodied consecration. And you can see that from my gestures, my open body posture, my eye contact, my neuro-spiritual sovereignty, my peaceful environment. Look at my cat kneading, my dog just sitting here. Do you think if I was in neurobiologic warfare and neurochemical warfare that we would have such a peaceful state like this? No. And charisma is something that can be developed. But when you're trying to develop charisma, I would more call it self-belief. When you believe in yourself, people will say that you're confident. But what I call and what I consider self-belief is not only believing in yourself, but believing in your limitations. Why is it that I feel that I'm charismatic? It's because I accepted that I hated myself. I accepted that I had low self-esteem. I accepted that I didn't like who I was. I accepted that most of the things that I did to other people was my fault. That's what makes me charismatic. But I'm just going to shift that word charisma to self-belief or neurospiritual sovereignty, where I'm not tied down to random emotions of like external validation. Neurobiologically, I'm not wired for you to say that I'm good anymore. Imagine that steady state of serotonin, that delayed dopamine. I don't need anything right now. Oxytocin bond that I have with myself and my pets. Imagine that state where you accept the emotions that hit the amygdala and it bypasses it to the prefrontal cortex because you've engaged in wise mind. I wasn't like this before. You can even see some of my videos from my Sublime Shine channel. Imagine that where I am all over the place, talking fast, not making really good sense of what I'm saying because I'm nervous, because I'm worried about what you're gonna think. I'm not trying to say that now I don't care what you think. I was just talking to a patient about that today. Of course I care what people think, but it's a lot less. I care what people think because I want for them to perceive me as somebody with an empathic implicit mindset. I want them to perceive me as somebody who understands them and not judges them, because it took me 5 years to go from self-hate to self-love. I don't want people to feel judgmental around me. With that said, when somebody says something to me, I view it as a coaching session. That's what makes me charismatic. Sure, from the charisma myth, we have the 4 types of charisma: focus charisma, authoritative charisma, visionary charisma, and kindness charisma. Let's take an example of going on a date. I wouldn't have these types of charisma. I would have kindness, but it would be performative because I hated myself. Visionary, I wanted you to like me. The vision wasn't to feed the poor and purify their water. Authority, I was like, look at what I've done. I mean, who cares about that? They want to know what you're going to do for them, which is not a bad thing. And then, of course, focus charisma. I was not focused. That's one of the biggest charismatic techniques that you can have. And we'll go over the medical evidence on this too. Focus charisma, let's talk about this. When I was on a date, I would be sitting down, waiting for them to validate me. Now, if I go on a date, I wouldn't wait for anybody to validate me. I wouldn't be trying to qualify or disqualify them. I wouldn't say, wow, look at me and all the charismatic techniques that I've learned. No, I would say that, is this person going to help me feed the poor, purify their water, help those in emotional isolation believe in themselves? That's my passion. And of course, if they have a passion and we share those values, we can communicate empathetically with the growth mindset and then help others believe in themselves as well. Or people call it change the world. When it comes to focus charisma, it took me a long time to go from that judgment, implicit bias. Oh, you know what? It's their problem. Oh, you went on that date. You don't need them, bro. You don't need to be around them. They're the problem. You're good. You're a doctor. No, I don't want to hear any of that. I want to know what I did in that situation. How did I affect them? What did they feel? Because that's charisma. It's how you make them feel, not what you say. A large percent of communication is nonverbal. Now, there's a debate on what the percentage is, but I would argue that it's 90%. And there's some data to suggest this. And when it comes to focusing now, when I was able to forgive myself, not resent myself, not talk bad about anybody else, understand the narcissistic traits that I had, understand why I did those things, forgive myself, and in turn have empathy for others automatically. You don't need to stress about forgiving somebody if you've forgiven yourself. Now, all of a sudden, you have all of this equity in your mind that you can use to focus on the things that you don't want to. As an example, learning charisma. You have focus charisma. For example, when I'm in a patient encounter now, what I'll do is I'll go sit down, no computer, no laptop, and give them their time. You're focusing on them. You have eye contact. You have an open body language. You're making gestures like this. You're listening. You're nodding your head. You're not filling in words saying, yeah, I know, shaking your head like that, looking at a computer, looking back. That's focus charisma. You're aware, you're present, there's intention behind that, there's purpose behind that. You're mindful, you're not mindless, you're not thinking about the next patient, you're on a date, you're talking to somebody, you're at the store, you're not thinking about the next move, you're focused, or you're aware, or you're practicing mindfulness. You are present, that's like 55%. And your tone, imagine if you have a tone of resentment, oh, that person did that judgment, oh, can you believe they drive like that? The taxes are so high. The government, healthcare, oh, the hospital systems. Why would you blame these things? Everybody's trying to help. The police, they're trying to help us. Everybody's trying to help in some way. But see, I don't want to just force that upon anybody. I didn't want to force that upon myself. When I've been in certain places, I'm like, man, can I even call 911? Look at what we have here in the United States. We have 911. We have somebody who drives a truck. We have a great road that's being paved for people to bring food into the supermarkets. We have somebody there at the supermarket. We have somebody somewhere taking our credit card, debit card, where you can just buy something and just take it home. And then there's water that comes out of the faucet. Who gets to do these things? Now, when you have this state of mind, not frame of mind, you're able to carry that over. People can see that when you speak. And there's no need to perform anymore. Because when you embody this level of self-love, 30% of your communication delivery will make such an impact, and only 10% is what you say. Let's look over some of the medical evidence here. Mehrabian's rule in the 1970s states that when emotions or attitudes are being communicated, about 55% comes from body language, 38% comes from tone of voice, and only 7% is the actual words. Later research debates the exact percentages, but the principle holds good. Nonverbal communication dominates. So try not to worry about what you're going to say. Worry about how you're going to say it. What is the intention behind it? What's the mission, vision, purpose? Every interaction is different. The mission, vision, purpose behind every interaction can change. Neuroscience of presence. Studies using fMRI show that confident posture and calm tone reduce amygdala reactivity in the listener, lowering their anxiety and making them more open. What they're trying to say here is that if you were to come in there like this with your shoulders down, they're going to perceive that there is something that you're hiding, or you're just not confident in what you're speaking about. But if you were to slowly open up, relax, you can see the environment relaxing around you. Do you think that I was like this? You should, like I said, you should go onto my Sublime Shine channel and see my old videos. Even from like a year ago, I'm talking fast, I'm learning how to speak a little bit slow, I'm getting comments, getting reviews, and also I have many coaches that I talk to too. They're like, look, just slow down a little bit. You can do it. You just got to practice it all the time when nobody's watching. Charisma is regulation. Slow pacing, pauses, and relaxed posture act as co-regulation cues, which increase oxytocin and trust. People literally feel safer even before you finish a sentence. So you see these people who are calm, collected, speak slow, have these pauses. You want to listen to them. Somebody's talking fast all over the place. I did that for years. I can only imagine how much I feel bad for those that had to listen to me during those times, especially when I was drinking and on drugs. Now, being sober, not eating sugar, eating a very low carb diet, not eating white bread, not complaining, not blaming, not judging, not resenting, has me living in this empathic implicit mindset where you can apply these charismatic techniques, or maybe we can call them self-belief techniques, where you can have conversations with anybody. And the less I've actually said, the more impact I've had on others. And what does an impact mean? I just want to help you. With that said, if you found value in this video, please subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'll be dropping videos every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Drop a comment, like the video, share it with those that need it, and we'll see you in the next. And this will be a 6-part series where we talk about charisma and the myths behind it.